Hi buddies, hope you're doing fine. In this series, we are going to see the summary of the poem Summer Shower written by Emily Dickinson. First, let's see the introduction of the author. If you are ready, let's get started. Emily Dickinson, she was an American poet. She was born on 10th December in 1830 at Amherst, which is situated near Massachusetts in United States. If you want to narrate about her, she was the true lover of nature. So she wrote plenty of nature poems as well as love poems and death poems. But every of her works are published after her death, that is posthumously. She has two siblings. They are William Aston Dickinson and Lavinia Norcross Dickinson. And her parents are Edward Dickinson and Emily Norcross Dickinson. The most famous and prominent writer Emily Dickinson, who died on 15th May in 1886 at Amherst in Massachusetts in United States. Now let's move on to the poem Summer Shower. This poem has 16 lines and it published in 1890. Specific rhyme scheme and also metrical patterns are used in this poem. The tone of this poem is a optimistic one, and the figure of speech or personification, alliteration, hyperbole, these are the things are used in this poem by Emily Dickinson. And Emily Dickinson, she was not like the romantic poets, because Coleridge and other romantic poets are praise the nature along with the religious thoughts. But Emily Dickinson, she just enjoyed the nature, but she never linked the stuffs with the religious thoughts. So she is totally different from the romantic poets, and the attitude of the author is in a practical level. And this poem is a short and sweet poem which reveals her interest in nature. Also, she is an observer and interpreter of nature. So she just loved the nature, that is the creation of the god, flora as well as fauna. Because of her love upon nature, she talks about nature through her poems. But she is totally different from the romantic poets who belongs to the 19th century. She neither connected nature with God nor with religious thoughts. Just she revealed frankly that nature which offered happiness as well as it will be a destroyer when it would be wrathful. So she traced out numerous mysterious signs with the thoughts of her own. So her attitude to nature was not romantic, as well as she did not think that nature was entirely full of blessings for man, but she simply looked upon nature as the symbol of that which destroyed men. And also in this respect, she has written this poem Summer Shower. So now let's move on to the poem. First stanza: a drop fell on the apple tree, another on the roof, a half a dozen kissed the eaves and made the gables laugh. So here in the very opening stanza of Summer Shower, Emily Dickinson, who describes about how summer shower falls on the apple tree and on the roof, also on the gables. Here the third line of the first stanza, the word eaves, which refers that the edge of the roof, that is touching of the wall, and the fourth line of this stanza, the word gables, which means that upper part of the building. So here author tried to talk about the season of summer when the rainfall occurs. Due to the rainfall in the summer season, the gable which feel very happy because of the rainfall. Then the second stanza: a few went out to help the brook that went to help the sea, myself conjecture where their pearls what necklaces could be. So now a few drops of rainwater which joined together and fell on the brook, and then it mingled with the sea. On seeing the water, author guessed like these are the stuffs or pearls. Like that, she stretched her imagination and she started to exaggerate that the raindrops were shining like pearls, and when the many raindrops which joined together and looked like a pearl necklaces. Like that, author who talks about these things in the second stanza. And the third line of this second stanza, the word appears here. The figure of speech is a metaphor. Why? Because indirect comparison was used by the author. Raindrops which indirectly compared with the pearls. So the figure of speech is a metaphor. Then the third stanza, the dust replaced in hasted roads, the birds jokers are sung, the sun shined through his hat away, the orchard's spangles hung. So here the author started to talk about the cleanliness of roads. Why? Because before the arrival of the rainfall, the roads which looks like very dusty, but after that it seems to very muddy, and the muddy was deposits upon the roads. And then the birds which happily welcome the summer shower with singing a song in a very jubilant and playful manner. And also the people also who come out from their homes without wearing a hat, also with more happiness. And in the orchards, the raindrops which fell on the variety of fruits, and it stayed on the every fruits in the orchards, and it looks like a spangles. Here the word spangles, which means a small piece of shining something. So it is used for decorating the dresses as a sequence war. On seeing the every fruits which hang on the tree in the orchards, the people thinks that it is a sequin work which was done on each fruit, because each and every drops on the every fruits in the orchards which sparkling like a sequin work. And the fourth line of the third stanza, here hyperbole is used in the word spangles. So now let's move on to the final stanza. The breezes brought dejected lutes and bore them in the glee. The east put out a single flag and signed the fete away. In the final stanza, author talks about some people who are playing with the lute. Lute is a type of a musical instrument. So because of the arrival of the rain in the summer season, when the people are playing with the lute, it has taken bath in the summer shower. So it soaked and became repaired. And also the music of the lute went wrong because of the high velocity of the summer breeze. And in the eastern side, the summer shower had put the shining sun, and it was hidden by the summer clouds. So unfortunately, people were not able to have their games in the outside. In the last line, the word fete, which refers that it's a kind of game for getting entertainment which played by the foreigner. And the third line of the final stanza, single flag which personifies as a sun. Here the figure of speech is personification. Now let's move on to the themes of this poem used by Emily Dickinson. In this poem we can see a lot of images included by the author, and revitalization, liveliness, rebirth, nature. These are all the themes used by her in a light-hearted mood. And also get the knowledge of the transformation of the nature in the different season. Some natural elements used by Emily Dickinson. So that's all about the poem Summer Shower. So hope this video will be useful one, and thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If you are having any suggestion, let me know in the comment section. We'll see you next video. Tada, bye bye.